We're learning new details about the school shooting in Virginia, allegedly carried out by a 6-year-old student. Police say the gun used to shoot a teacher was legally owned by the child's mother. CBS News correspondent Chris Van Cleve joins us now from Newport News to talk more about this investigation. So, Chris, what are investigators saying about the teacher's actions in the aftermath of the shooting? And just remind our viewers exactly what happened, because we really didn't say that at the top.
Sure. So this was last Friday, a first grade class. The teacher, 25-year-old Abigail Warner, was in the middle of giving a lesson. One of the students pointed a gun at her and pulled the trigger, fired one shot. The teacher, we understand from police, put up her hand to try to defend herself. The bullet hit her hand, went through her hand and into her upper chest. Even after she was wounded, she evacuated the class. In fact, that was one of the things that the local police chief here praised her for, called her a hero. She evacuated the other students. She's seen on security camera, the chief says, walking down a hallway, making sure she was the last one out of the classroom. And as she's walking down the hallway, wounded, she turns around and goes back to make sure all of the kids were out of the class. She then went to the office where she sought aid and collapsed. Paramedics rushed to the scene here. She, at last report, was in stable condition in an area hospital. Another school employee restrained the 6-year-old student. It's unclear if that employee disarmed the student or if the student dropped the gun. That's one of the things that remains under investigation here. But when police entered the building, another school employee was restraining this 6-year-old who was resisting, the police say, that school employee. The student, the 6-year-old, we understand, according to police, is at a medical facility here in the Newport News area undergoing evaluation and treatment. Ultimately, it will be up to a judge to determine what happens next with the 6-year-old. He's under an emergency medical hold, basically, for about 96 hours.
So as I understand it, Chris, and maybe you can clarify, there's sort of no place to put a 6-year-old. He's just entirely too young. There isn't sort of 6-year-old detainment, if you will.
Right. Yeah, we were speaking to some experts about this yesterday. The Commonwealth of Virginia says you can't, lock someone up under the age of 11. So they can't. It's not that there's not a jail. There's not a juvenile detention facility. There's just not an environment set up to essentially incarcerate a 6-year-old in Virginia. Could he be criminally charged? Yes. One of the experts we talked to said you're still going to run into real issues in court because, it's unclear what the 6-year-old understood about his actions beyond the decision to shoot the teacher. We understand here's what we do know. We know that police believe the 6-year-old boy got the gun from his home. The gun was legally purchased by his mother. We don't know what efforts were made to secure that gun, but allegedly, the kid got the gun the morning of, put it in his backpack, brought it to school, and then pulled it out during the lesson, pointed it at his teacher, and fired, police say.
It's just the details are so surreal. It's hard to believe that this is a real life story. Chris Van Cleve, thank you very much.
Sure thing.